Hi everyone, I'm Angela from Reindeer Therapies and I'd like to invite you to a yoga sequence which is designed to open the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is halfway through the chakra system. We've worked on the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, and now we're up to the heart. So as you can imagine, the heart is linked to the physical heart and the lungs, and also to the top of the shoulders. It's related to the element of air and getting air circulating and moving in the body. It's also relating to the emotional heart, which is your capacity to love and feel loved. So it's about how worthy you feel about giving love and receiving love from others. So we're going to do some breathing exercises to begin with, and then we'll be moving on to some back bends. Don't worry about back bends. If you've done Warrior One, you've done a back bend. If you've done Cobra or Upward Dog, you've done a back bend. So let's get ourselves settled down. Let's take a nice relaxed cross-legged position. Let's line up our shoulders over our hips and we can close our eyes. We can bring our attention to the breath, simply observing the breath as it comes in through the nose, travels down the spine, and simply observing as it comes back up the spine and out through the nose. Just seeing what's there. Experiencing the air as it comes into the body, as it nourishes the lungs and every cell in the body, effortlessly flowing in and effortlessly flowing out. If you wish, you may want to visualize a beautiful bright emerald green right in the center of the chest. Or you may wish to visualize a beautiful rose pink, as these are both colours associated with the heart chakra. And you may want to see that colour expand and fill the whole of the chest, the heart and the lungs, and up into the shoulders, and maybe down the arms all the way to the fingertips. And it flows as effortlessly as the air that comes in and out through the nose. Lovely. Let's take 2 more breaths, just observing. And after the second breath, we can open the eyes. So we're going to do another breathing exercise called Nadi Shodhana. And this is designed to open up each side of the nose. So the nadis are channels. You have Shushumna Nadi, which is the spine. And then you have Ida and Pingala Nadi, which go up each side of the spine. And in fact, they crisscross over the spine. And where they meet is where you have a chakra. Everything fits, isn't it marvellous? So, if you have a cold or something, or like me, you've got a good bit of hay fever going on at the moment, you may have a bit of congestion, just take it nice and easy. If it becomes too difficult, then just return to the breathing exercise that we've just done. So, let's raise the right hand. Curl the first and second fingers in, so you've just got the thumb, ring and little fingers sticking up in the air. So when we do this, we close off the left nostril. We take a breath in for 4 through the right, then we hold for 4, we close off the right nostril, Then we open out the left nostril and we breathe out for 4. And we're going to do 5 rounds of that. Okay, so if it becomes uncomfortable at any time, just return to the easier breathing that we were doing previously. Keep this nice and gentle, don't force the breath. Okay, so let's close off the left nostril. So let's breathe in through the right for 1, 2, 3, 4. Close, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left, 2, 3, 4. And close, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out right, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left, 2, 3, 4. And close, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out right, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right, 2, 3, 4. And close, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. And let's release the hand. Let's take a deep breath in, both nostrils, and breathe out. You may notice a difference between each side. You may not notice anything at all. That's absolutely fine. So now let's do some more breathing. Let's breathe in, raise the arms, and breathe out, bring the hands to the heart. Breathe in, open and wide, and breathe out, hands down. Let's go again. Breathe in. Breathe out, hands to heart. Let's breathe in, open the arms. Breathe out, hands down. Breathe in. And breathe out, hands to heart. Let's open up the arms and down. 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out, hands to heart. Breathe in as we open. Breathe out, hands down. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out, hands to heart. Breathe in as we open arms wide. Breathe out, hands down. So let's breathe in as we reach up. Breathe out as we reach over to the left. Right bum cheek into the floor. Let's breathe in and breathe out as the left hand reaches right. Let's keep flowing, breathing in as we reach, breathing out as we come over. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathing in and out. This time when we get over to the right, let's stay here. Let's keep both shoulders back. We can look down at the floor, or if it's comfortable, up at the hand. Great, let's breathe in, bring the right arm up, and let's bring it over to the left. Again, looking down or up, whichever is comfortable for your neck. Okay, let's bring that down. Let's bring the hands together in front of the chest. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, interlace the fingers and push the hands away, arch in the back. Let's breathe in as we bring the arms up, lift the chest to the sky, and as we breathe out, bring the hands down. Let's breathe in, hands to chest. Breathe out and reach forwards. Breathe in, chest to the sky. Breathe out, hands come down. Breathe in, hands to heart. Breathe out, push the hands away. Breathe in, chest to the sky. Breathe out, hands come down. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, chest to the sky. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's breathe in and out. Lovely. Let's do a little wriggle, get ourselves settled again. We're going to do cat-cow, but this time from the seated position. So let's breathe in as we bring the chest forwards and stick the bum out. And breathe out as we arch the back. Let's breathe in. Chest comes forwards and breathe out. And breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in, really lift the chest. Breathe out. Last one, breathing in. And breathe out. Okay, let's bring the shoulders back over the hips. And let's just do some circles one way. Keeping everything relaxed. And let's go the other way. Good. So now we can sweep the knees around and we're going to come into our lovely tabletop. So we have hips over knees and we have shoulders over wrists. And let's bring the navel into the spine. We've got a slight tilt of the hips up to the ribs. Tailbone is long, extending away. And the neck is relaxed, nose pointing towards the floor. Okay. So let's now sit back. We're going to keep the arms straight. Let's take a breath in. And as we breathe out, we can sweep the fingertips around to the toes and then breathe in as you bring the hand back in front. So breathe out, fingertips to toes. Breathe in as we reach the arm forwards. Breathe out, fingertips to toes. Breathe in, arm comes forwards. Breathe out, breathe in. Last one, breathing out. And breathe in. So let's do that the other side. Sweep the fingertips to the toes. Breathe in. Arm comes over. Fingertips to toes. Breathe in. Arm comes over. Let's breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. So let's come up now into our tabletop again. Let's lengthen out the spine. We're going to do our cat-cow, which we are now familiar with. So let's breathe in, lower the belly, raise the head. And breathe out as we really arch the back. Let's breathe in, lower the belly, raise the head. Breathe out, arch the back. Breathe in, lower the belly, raise the head. Breathe out, arch the back. Let's come back into our tabletop. Bring the right toes in line with the left foot. And now let's bring the foot to behind us and let's reach up. 1, 2, and 3. Let's bring all of that back into our tabletop. We're going to do cat-cow again. So let's breathe in. And out, really arching the back. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's breathe in. And breathe out. This time we have the left toes going behind the right foot. Let's turn the right foot to the back. Left foot to the floor. We reach up for 1, 2, and 3. Good. Let's bring all of that back down to our tabletop and we can rest for a moment in our child's pose. So let's take 3 breaths in child's pose. Okay. So where we are in child's pose with our arms reached forwards, let's try and keep the arms straight. We're going to come up again into our tabletop. We're just going to walk the hands forwards. So we're keeping the hips over the knees. We're going to continue to walk the hands forwards, keeping the arms straight and off the floor. We're going to come into puppy pose or anahatasana, melting heart. So we can bring the head slowly towards the floor. If you have a brick, feel free to use that so you can bring your head closer to the floor. If you're comfortable in this position, reach forwards even more with the hands, and we can bring slowly the forehead, maybe the chin, maybe even the chest to the floor. I know this is a beautiful and very attractive pose. It's also a lovely chest opener, a gorgeous back bend. So we're going to hold for as long as is comfortable, or 10 breaths, whichever you get to first. So we're about 3 breaths already. 4, 5. Just imagine the heart melting down into your mat. So we keep the arms off the floor unless they're straight. This is about 9. And I'd say this is 10. So let's come up slowly, slowly, slowly. Walk the hands back and let's come back into a lovely child's pose. Just take a couple of breaths in our child's pose. So we've done a back bend in our melting heart pose, and now we're doing a gentle forward bend to counter that in our child's pose. Okay, so when you are ready, let's begin our sequence. So we're going to push the hips up and back into downward dog. And feel free to pad the heels up and down. You can come up and down on the toes. You can cross over the knees. And then let's come into stillness, keeping the arms and the back straight. Slight bend in the knees. And then we can breathe in as we look up. We can walk to the top of our mat. We have our feet hip width apart. If you remember, that's both fists together and that distance between your heels. Okay, so let's bend the knees and we can start to sweep the arms up. And then we come down. Good. So let's breathe in, raise the arms. And as we breathe out, we keep the hips towards the front. We open up the arms to either side, standing twist. Let's breathe in, open up the arms to the other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. This time, we breathe in, we raise the arms. As we breathe out, we bring the hands to the waist. We bend the knees. We bring the hips up towards the ribs. We push the hips forwards. We keep the chin level with the floor. We gaze straight ahead. Only do this as far as is comfortable. Let's take a breath in, and as we breathe out, push down through the feet as we bring the head towards the floor, keeping the knees pointing straight ahead over the toes. We can interlace the fingers and lift the hands away from the body. Let's just hold here for 3 breaths. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's release the hands down to the floor. We're going to step the right foot back. We're going to bring the right knee down to the floor. And then hands to the left knee. Let's get the hips tilted up towards the ribs. knee over ankle. Let's breathe in and raise the right arm and lower. Let's raise the left arm and lower. Right arm and down. Left arm and down. This time both hands together. Let's reach up and back. This is crescent moon, another beautiful back bend. Keeping the hips up towards the ribs, maybe deepening the pose just a little bit. If you want to make this pose go a little deeper, and you're fairly comfortable, we can bring the hand to the back of the thigh, the right hand to the back of the right thigh, or keeping with the alignment of the front leg and arm, reach the right hand back to the right heel. For 3, 2, and 1. So let's windmill the hands forwards now. Step the left foot back into plank. Let's get shoulders over wrists. And we lower knees, chest and chin. We slide the head and the torso through. And we come up into cobra. So we have the feet together and we're bringing the inside of the thighs, rolling them down into the floor. We're bringing the hips up towards the ribs and we're reaching up and back. It's like we're wrapping the spine around a ball or a rainbow, which is even nicer. Not too much pressure in the hands. Good. So now we can come back up through tabletop and we can push up into our downward dog. Let's just hold for 3, 2, and 1. Let's breathe in as we look up. We step the left foot forwards. So we're going to come into warrior 1, but slightly different warrior 1 this time. Excuse me. Let's breathe in. We stay up on the ball of the back foot. Let's straighten the front leg as we breathe in again. And as you breathe out, we're going to make this shape, goalposts with the arms. So the elbows are down to shoulder height and we stay facing forward. So let's breathe in. As you breathe out, shoulders, elbows to shoulders. And let's pulse, bringing the chest through. 3 and 4 and 5. This time, let's straighten the front knee. We can step the back foot in a little so we can put the heel down. And let's come into our warrior 1, which we now know is a back bend. So pressing into the front foot, front knee in line with ankle. Let's reach up, hips up to ribs and reach back. If it's comfortable, looking up towards the thumbs. For 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Let's bring the right hand to the right thigh. Let's open out the back foot so it's level with the edge of the mat. And let's breathe out as we reach back towards the back foot. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's breathe in as we windmill the arms down to the floor. And we turn the back toes to face the front. And we lift up the chest in our runner pose. For 3, 2, and 1. We're going to spin the back heel so it's resting on the floor. And we can straighten the front leg without locking out the knee, a tiny bend in the front leg into our triangle pose. So let's bring both hands behind the ankle. Let's lengthen the spine and let's breathe in as we open up into triangle and breathe out as we bring the hands back together. Breathe in as we open up the chest and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. This time, when we get to the top, let's stay in our triangle for 3 breaths. Reaching along the spine, allowing the spine to twist in a beautiful spiral. And let's breathe out, bringing both hands to frame the front foot. Turn the back toes to face the front. Let's square up the hips. And breathe out as we bring the head towards the knee. Feel free to step your feet closer together if that suits you more. Lovely. Let's step the left foot back. Let's come back into our plank. Lower knees, chest and chin. Slide the head and torso through into upward dog this time. So knees are off the floor if that's comfortable. And back into our downward dog. We're going to step forwards with the feet hip width apart, ready to go again. I'm going to swap sides so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So let's come back up. And as we breathe out, let's twist to the left. Let's breathe in and twist to the right. Let's breathe in, twist to the left. Breathe in, twist to the right. One last time each side. And breathe out. This time, hands to the center. And as you breathe out, let's bring the hands to the waist. Let's bend the knees a little, bring the hips up towards the ribs as we breathe out. Let's reach backwards with the spine, bringing the chest up towards the sky. The chin is level with the floor. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's breathe in, pushing the feet into the floor. And as we breathe out, we come down towards the ground, just letting the head pull the spine gently towards the ground. We can interlace the fingers and lift the hands away from the body. For 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's bring the fingertips down to the floor. We're going to step the left foot back this time, so the left knee comes down to the ground. Let's bring the hands to the right knee, hips up towards the ribs. We're going to lift up the right arm and down, and then the left arm and down. Right arm and down, left arm and down. This time let's lift up both hands into crescent moon. Lifting the chest, pushing the feet into the floor for 3, 2, and 1. So again, if it's comfortable, we can bring the hand to the thigh, and we can even reach back to the heel, keeping the alignment of the front foot for 3, 2, and 1. Let's breathe in, and as we breathe out, windmill the hands forwards. To frame the front foot, let's come into our plank, bringing the navel into the spine, lower knees, chest and chin, sliding the head and torso through into cobra. Again, we're using the strength of the back muscles to lift us up. If you want, you can even lift your hands. So feet together, bringing the inner thighs towards the floor, reaching up like you're reaching backwards over a rainbow. 2 and 1. Lovely. Let's come up into our tabletop. Tuck the toes under. Let's come up into downward dog. 3, 2, and 1. So let's step the right foot forwards and come up on the toes of the back foot. And let's reach up so we can straighten the front leg, and we do our goalposts again. So breathe out, bringing the chest forwards. Breathe in to reach. Breathe out, chest comes forwards. Breathing in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. This time we reach up, we place the back heel on the floor. Let's get the hips up to the ribs, square the hips to the front. Let's reach the arms up. And gazing up at the thumbs if we can in our warrior one. Lovely. Let's bring the left hand to the left thigh. Let's open out the foot so the little toes level with the back of the mat. And let's reach towards the back foot for 3, 2, and 1. So let's windmill the hands down to the floor. Oops. Turn on the back toes so they're facing the front. And we come into our runner pose, so hips are up towards the ribs, we're reaching the chest upwards for 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the back heel down to the floor. You can step in a little if that's more comfortable. So again, we straighten the front knee without locking it. And let's bring the hands just behind the ankle. Lengthen the spine and let's breathe in to open up the chest and breathe out, hands together. Let's open up the chest and breathe out. Let's breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. This time as we come up, let's stay there. Beautiful spiral with the spine for 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the hands back down to frame the foot. Let's turn the back toes to face the front. Step the foot back into plank. We're going to lower knees, chest and chin. Slide through again into our cobra, or straightening the arms, lifting the knees off the floor into upward dog. Let's come back into our downward dog. Let's just hold for 3 breaths. For 3, 2, and 1. And then let's gently come down into tabletop and rest for a couple of breaths in child's pose. Okay, so if you wish to continue to rest, please feel free. We're going to finish off with some lovely back bends, because we should be nice and warm by now. As always, take it easy, respect your body, respect your limits, always work up to your limits, and then you'll find that gradually they increase and you don't get injured, because then you have to start again. So we're going to start off with camel. So to begin with, let's have ourselves kneeling up. You can always fold up your mat and kneel on the padding of your mat if you have sore knees. Also, tucking under your toes helps to cushion your knees a little bit. So just take whichever option you wish. And let's do some backstroke to begin with. Let's just windmill the arms back, trying to keep the hips in line with the knees. Just nice and gentle, allowing the arms to come backwards. Okay, so options for camel. We can very simply do what we did standing. Keep the hips over the knees, hands on the waist, lifting the hips up to the ribs, and we simply keep the chin in line with the floor. You can also have the hands on the back of the thighs. Again, we keep the hips and the knees in line. If you're feeling a bit more comfortable, you can reach back towards the heels. If you're very comfortable in this pose, you can come back onto the soles of the feet, or even have the toes on the floor and come back that way. Okay. Again, it's up to you and it's how you feel today. So, excuse me, taking whichever option. Let's breathe in. Let's get the hips up to the ribs. And as we breathe out, let's come back. So if you've got your hands on your heels and it's comfortable for your neck, you may wish to drop the head back. Any discomfort, bring it back up. Let's hold here for 3, 2, and 1. So let's walk our hands back up and stack the fists. As we come back down, we've done a fairly fierce back bend. So we come into our child's pose and we rest the head on the top fist, just so we can get the spine happy again in a forward fold. And let's release that down to just one fist. And now we can just stretch it forwards into child's pose. Okay, so now let's walk that back in. Right. Let's come into a cross-legged position for Gomukhasana or cow pose. It's different to the cow pose that we do at the beginning, because this is a pose that's done with the arms. So let's bring the left knee into the centre, and then we can cross the right knee over it. So you've got the knees stacked. So the feet, they're not right by the bum. It's like the toes are more or less in line with the knees. If this is uncomfortable, then just sit cross-legged, because it is quite a difficult pose for the knees. So I'm going to turn away for a moment to show you what the arms are doing, and this is where you may need your strap or your tea towel or your t-shirt. So, left hand, we'll put the back of the hand on the back. Right hand, we have the palm of the hand on the back. We keep our shoulders level and we bring the shoulders in, we bring the elbows in. So the right elbow is pointing upwards, the left elbow is pointing backwards. Okay, so let's hold for 5 breaths. 1, 2, we're simply keeping the spine straight and the chin level with the floor. 4 and 5. So let's open out the arms. Let's straighten out the legs, give them a little bit of a shake, and then let's swap over. So we'll turn to the side this time. Let's get the knees stacked again, or sit with legs just crossed. And this time, let's have the right hand, the back of the hand on the back, and the palm of the left hand. And again, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lovely. So let's release that out and let's extend the legs. Let's give them a little bit of a shake. So you may find that one side is more uncomfortable than the other, and that's usually the side that you write with. So now we're going to lie down. Not quite finished, we're getting there. We're going to come into bridge, which we have met before. So if you have a block like this, you can pop that in between your knees. If you don't, you can use a cushion. So we can push the feet into the floor. We've got hips in line with knees, in line with feet. Our hands are just by our sides. We're going to engage our core. So we take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we bring navel to spine, and we lift the hips. We keep the chin a little away from the chest, and we don't tighten the bum cheeks too much. We simply push into the inside of the feet, which activates the muscles on the inside of the legs. And let's just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And our vertebra by vertebra, as we breathe out, let's bring the spine back down to the floor. So you can continue to use the block if that helps. We're going to do that twice more, and you've got a couple of options. You can stick with what we've just done. You can lift the hips, interlace the fingers underneath. If you're comfortable in this pose, you can get your elbows underneath your hips, or your shoulders rather, and then place your hands underneath the hips, only if that's comfortable. The other alternative is wheel, which we'll do at the end. So let's take the second version, whichever you want to do. So let's breathe in, and then as you breathe out, let's push into the feet, lifting up the hips, maybe interlacing the fingers, maybe getting the elbows right underneath the body, getting the hands under the hips. If this isn't comfortable, then please just come back to interlacing the fingers for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get the hands out of the way, and vertebra by vertebra, let's release down to the floor. Okay, so now, if you wish to come into wheel or Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward bow, take it easy, respect your limits again. We have the fingertips pointing towards the shoulders, and we have the elbows pointing upwards. You want to keep the elbows directly in line with the shoulders. So we push up, we bring the hips up, we push down into the feet, we push down into the hands, and we reach up. And we hold for 5, 4, or continue with bridge. 3, 2, and 1. And slowly, 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 let's bring the head back to the floor. Gently lower all the way down. Okay. So now let's bring one knee into the chest. Let's bring the other knee into the chest. And we can lift the feet up towards the sky. Hold on to the thighs, the shins, or the outside of the feet into happy baby. We can lift the bum up off the floor, and then for some lovely traction to get the spine nice and straight, we can bring the tailbone down so the whole of the spine is resting on the floor. And we can rock from side to side a little bit, nice and gently. Okay, now let's release the hands, let the feet come together, bring the knees together. Let's bring the feet to the floor. Let's bring the feet mat width apart, and just gently allow the knees to fall from side to side. Loosening up the sacrum after all of the back bends we've done. Okay, let's come back into the center. Let's bring the feet down to the floor. Extend the legs so that they are mat width apart. And we can prepare for our relaxation in Shavasana. So if you feel the need To do any more knee to chest to release your lower back, feel free to do a little bit of that. You can bring the bum slightly further down towards the feet and have the hands a little away from the body with the palm upwards. And again, let's focus in on our breath. That lovely, nourishing breath that we don't even have to think about. When we're asleep, we breathe anyway. We always bring this beautiful breath into our bodies to nourish every cell. And we can let any tension in our bodies go every time we breathe out. So let's just breathe in to the right leg, all the way from the tips of the toes into the foot, and breathe out. Let's breathe into the calf and the shin, and breathe out. Into the right thigh and buttock, and breathe out. Let's breathe into the left foot and breathe out. Into the left calf and shin and breathe out. Into the left thigh and buttock and breathe out. Into the hips and breathe out. Breathing into the lower abdomen and breathe out. Into the torso, the ribs and the front of the chest. And breathe out. Into the top of the chest. And breathe out. Breathing into the lower back that's worked quite hard today. And breathe out. Into the waist and the back of the ribs that have also had a lot to do. And breathe out. Into the shoulder blades and the upper back. And breathe out. Breathing into the right hand. And breathe out. Into the forearm. And breathe out. Into the upper arm and the shoulder. And breathe out. Into the left hand. And breathe out. Breathing into the left forearm. And breathe out. Breathing into the left upper arm. And breathe out. Breathing into the neck and the throat. to the back of the head, all the way over to the forehead. And breathe out. Breathing into the center of the brow that we tend to wrinkle and frown. And breathe out. Breathing into the whole of the face. And breathing out as we let the eyes sink into the sockets. And we let the jaw gently loosen as the teeth part. And we can take 3 relaxed deep breaths from the tips of the toes to the top of the head, filling the body with the beautiful deep emerald green or rose pink light, and breathing out. And as we reach the end of the 3rd breath, we can start to bring the feet together, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Let's bend the knees, placing the feet on the floor. We roll over gently to the right side, cushioning the head with the arm. And then slowly and gently coming up to a seated position. And now let's breathe in and breathe out, bringing the hands to our open heart. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Let's breathe in and out. So thank you very much for practicing with me today. I hope that this has helped to open the heart and help you feel really worthy of giving and receiving all of the love in the world. Have a lovely day. Hope to see you soon. Namaste.